Hello, friends. Good evening to you all. Welcome to yet another interesting video on my channel, YouTube channel Astronomy. Today's topic is a highly burning sensation amongst the youngsters of today. And I'm making this video because I receive a lot of requests from youngsters for remedies on this particular subject. And the topic of today's video is that will your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend is going to come back to your life again or not? It may sound a little stupid, but it has become a serious issue amongst many prevailing youngsters. First of all, I would like to start the video by saying that what is it that takes a person to fall in love? There is one planet in Vedic astrology called as planet Moon, which is responsible for your inner feelings, your sensitivity, your mind, especially peace of mind, and also your mother. And that planet is Moon. And which is that house which signifies love affairs, whether temporary or long run in your horoscope. The fifth house in your Lagna chart represents or indicates short-term affairs, whereas the seventh house signifies long-term affairs or permanent affairs. And three planets which are responsible for making affairs happen are Rahu, Venus and Moon. So if you want to study the breakup in any chart or the longevity of love affair, you have to study the position of Rahu, Moon, Venus, the fifth house and the seventh house. And let me tell you, this science, this astro science, has all the capacity to actually deduce whether this relationship is going to be long lasting or is it going to be short lived. I'm going to tell you certain sutras which indicate whether your lost love is going to come back in your life again or not. And the first sutra goes up like this: if the Lord of the fifth house or the seventh house, fifth house, like I said, indicates short term affairs, and the seventh house is a house of marriage or long term relationship. So, if the Lord of these two houses are placed in the sixth, eighth, and the 12th houses, the sixth, eighth, and the 12th houses are supposed to be highly inauspicious. So, if the Lords are placed in these houses, the possibility of your partner coming back again into your life becomes zero. And this is a tested sutra. I have seen numerous charts, and this sutra has actually fallen true in many cases. The second sutra is that if the lords of the fifth and the seventh house are exalted both in your Lagna chart and in your Navam's chart, and they are aspected by benefic planets like Jupiter or even Moon, then the chances of your partner coming back is very high. On the other hand, if the lords of the fifth and the seventh house are debilitated, for example, in the fifth house, if you have Rahu in the Vrishchik Rashi, Shani in the Mesh Rashi, or Mangal in Kark Rashi, the chances of breakup are very, very high. So, exaltation of planets in the fifth and seventh house gives you an indication that the partner may come back, or the debilitation of these lords of these two houses are a clear cut indication that no, they are not going to come back. The third sutra is that if there is a Kemadrum dosh formed in the fifth house or the seventh house, and that is also confirmed in your Navam's chart, then it is an indication that your partner is not going to come back. What is Kemadrum dosh? In my earlier videos, I have clearly explained when Moon goes into isolation and there is no planet either on the left hand side or on the right hand side, it forms a Kemadrum dosh. If Rahu and Ketu are there on the left or right, since they are shadow planets, it still forms a Kemadrum dosh. So this is the third sutra. The fourth sutra: if you are running a Shani Sadesati or a Shani Adahya, we all know that Lord Saturn is the god of time, punishment and justice. And Shani Sadesati actually brings out your prarabdha very visible during this period. Especially if Saturn is debilitated, the results are very bad. The partner is not going to come back. And since Lord Saturn is also the Lord of pain and miseries, and the kind of pain you get after separation is immense. People who have gone through this may relate to what I'm trying to say. So, in such cases, the partner is not going to come back. Now, there is something called as Gochar in Vedic astrology. Gochar means the transition or the movement of planets in the same longitude, latitude, or a different longitude, latitude, and it changes from day to day. As we all know, that moon moves in 27 nakshatras in 27 days. So, that Gochar is very important to tell you that in the near future, whether the partner will come back or not. So, what are those sutras I have just written down in 3 or 4 points? One is that if the lords of the first and the seventh house are conjunct in Gochar, so it's a Makar Lagna Kundli, the first house lord becomes Saturn. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 1, 2, 3, 4. The lord of the seventh house becomes Moon. So if Moon and Saturn are conjunct, the chances of your partner coming back becomes very high in this period. That is a Gochar. That is, I'm talking about the Gochar Kundli. It is also called as a Prashna Kundli. If in the Gochar, if the Lord of the seventh house enters the Lagna in the Gochar, in the transition, or the vice versa, that is, the Lord of the Lagna enters into the seventh house, or the seventh house Lord enters back into the Lagna, chances of your partner coming back are very, very high. Another important sutra in Gochar, if Lagnesh comes in the nakshatra of the 5th and the 7th houses, or if the 5th and the 7th lords come in the nakshatra of the Lagna, that is the ascendant, chances of your partner coming back become very high. If in Gochar, the Lord of Saptamesh, that is the 7th house which indicates long-term relationship, or the Lord of 8th house becomes retrograde. What does retrograde mean? Ulta chalna. उसी longitude latitude पे उल्टा चलना, reverse, that is retrograde. Then partners can come back. One more important sutra, that if the Mahadasha is running of the lords of 6th, 8th and 12th. So for example, 6th house has your Kark Rashi, 8th house has your Virgo, Kanya Rashi, 12th house has your Makar Rashi. If these three lords, that is the Moon, Mercury and Saturn, are running, if the Mahadashas are running, the chances of your partner coming back is 0. Because 6th, 8th and 12th, the moment it forms a connection with the 5th and the 7th houses, it is not going to give you favorable results. Lastly, if the Lord of the 5th house, that is the house of love affairs, enters one step backward, that is 4th house, the partner will not come back. Why? Because the 4th house is 12th from the 5th. 12th house, as we all know, is the house of losses. Loss can be of any kind. So friends, these were few of the sutras where in Vedic astrology it is very clearly mentioned that your lost love is going to come back or not. With these permutations and combinations, a good astrologer can always find out the possibility of your lover coming back or not. Take my advice, stay alone, be more merrier, be more happier. It doesn't hurt you. If you stay alone, the loneliness kills you. There are hundreds of ways to kill your loneliness. But despite hundreds of ways to heal you after a breakup, it does not work. So, all the best to all of you. Thank you for watching this video. In case you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. And in case you need analysis of your horoscope, Lagna chart, Navansh chart, and if you are also going through this kind of a issue, please feel free to call or WhatsApp me at 9742 881188. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll come again with a more interesting topic next time. Thank you.